Is blue fawn the most beautiful color for a pit bull?
Although pit bulls may not have the best reputation, they are still adored canines worldwide. Contrary to popular belief, they have a balanced temperament and make excellent guard dogs as well as family dogs. You'll become the talk of the town thanks to these strong dogs. Pit bull owners are proud of their amazingly affectionate puppies because they are strong and beautiful. Few people are aware that pit bulls are not only powerful and energetic dogs, but also very colorful animals. There are numerous colors available for pit bulls. Pit bulls can be any color, including Part 1, brindle, merle, sable, black and white, and blue and white. But the blue fawn pit bull is one color that really stands out. One of the most beautiful color variations of pit bulls, in the opinion of many dog lovers, is blue fawn. But how do these dogs look in person? And how do they differ from pit bulls in general? Let's investigate.
What is a pit bull blue fawn?
A blue pit bull with a fawn coat is actually a blue pit bull. Does this make any sense? In a moment, I'll explain. However, we must first comprehend what a pit bull is. For pit bull breeds are collectively referred to as pit bulls. Pit Bull Terrier of America, Bully in America, U.S. Staffordshire Terrier, Terrier of the Staffordshire breed. The American Bulldog is regarded by some as the fifth pit bull breed. It's crucial to remember that neither the dog most people picture when they hear pit bull dog, the American Pit Bull Terrier, nor pit bull as a breed are accepted by the American Kennel Club, AKC. On the other hand, the American Dog Breeders Association, ADBA, and the United Kennel Club, UKC, both recognize this breed of dog, ADBA. So, if you learn that the AKC does not recognize your blue fawn pit bull, don't be shocked. No, pit bull isn't. In spite of this, they are muscular, medium-sized dogs with a short, smooth coat. They appear even bulkier because their legs are shorter than the rest of their body. But how about pit bulls with blue fawn fur? Does this dog's color variation make it unique? Learn more about them by reading on. Pit bulls that are blue fawn are the result of a very particular gene combination. A puppy must inherit two unique dilution genes, one from each parent, in order to have this extraordinary dog. These genes are recessive, so sometimes finding them is difficult. These dilution genes will dilute the black color, resulting in a blue fawn coat color in this case. A puppy will also lose its blue fawn color if it receives only one dominant color gene from a parent. This is why breeding them is difficult. Some breeds that are related to pit bulls, such as the French Bulldog, English Bulldog, and Weimaraners, can exhibit the blue fawn color quite frequently. Although you might come across a blue fawn pit bull that is a solid color, these dogs typically have some patterns or markings. As a result, you can have a variety of color schemes and even two different breeds of these canines. What we mean is this. Based on the hue of the dog's nose, there are two different types of pit bulls. Pit bulls with red noses. Pit bulls with blue noses. The red-nosed pit bull breed includes the typical blue fawn pit bull. This indicates that their nose is a light shade of red or pink. With the exception of their nose color, these dogs typically resemble pit bulls with blue noses. In actuality, the same genes that cause the red nose also influence the hue of the paw pads, eye rims, and lips. These dogs are rather unusual looking due to their red noses and blue eyes. In fact, many people would say that they are the most attractive pit bull color. Even so, it's important to be aware that red-nosed and blue-nosed pit bulls have slightly different temperaments. This difference, however, is hardly noticeable and can be overcome with proper socialization and training. Red-nosed pit bulls are calm and friendly. They are unlikely to try to enter your space or jump on people. Although they wouldn't mind spending the entire day with you, they are aware of the importance of maintaining everyone's privacy. They still make excellent watchdogs and guard dogs because they can be a little wary of strangers and alert. This is not to say that they make poor family pets, on the contrary. However, this is primarily why they are bred. Pit bulls with blue noses can be identified by their blue, or more accurately, grayish, noses. Due to the dilution gene's association with a reddish nose color, it is extremely uncommon to find a blue fawn pit bull with a blue nose. When compared to the same color variation with a red nose, blue fawn blue nose pit bulls are typically a little bit darker and grayer. Even some dog experts and breeders disagree that these puppies should be classified as blue fawn dogs. However, some breeders will continue to market dogs with blue noses and coat colors that closely resemble blue fawns. Since the AKC does not recognize any variety, it is largely up to you whether you would classify them as a blue fawn or not. Dogfighting and weight pulling were uncommon uses for blue-nosed pit bulls. Instead, they were bred primarily for their attractiveness. Pit bulls are unlikely to compete in dog shows, especially not in the United States where they are not recognized by the AKC, but they are still respected for their stunning coat colors. They are frequently bred to be family members rather than guard dogs as a result, giving them somewhat more laid-back personalities. These dogs are gentle, loving creatures who would adore nothing more than to spend the entire day with their human family. However, it's crucial to remember that all pit bulls require intensive socialization and canine training beginning at a young age. They were bred to fight other dogs for generations and have a strong prey drive. It's still vital to take all necessary precautions in a timely manner, even though no pit bull will ever be blatantly aggressive without cause. Pit bulls in the most popular color combinations are white and blue fawn. Blue fawn pit bulls are no different from other pit bulls in that they all have white markings on their chest, feet, and tummy. The most crucial aspect is that these dogs' primary color should never be white. If it is, the dog will be regarded as defective and may even have a higher risk of developing many hereditary health issues. A white stripe can also be seen on the muzzle of many of these dogs. There are some who might wear white masks, but this is uncommon. Pit bulls with tricolor markings are among the most sought-after breeds. This is due to the fact that they are extremely uncommon and can make a pit bull look like a tough Rottweiler hybrid. The majority of blue fawn tricolor pit bulls have a base coat color of blue with white markings on their muzzle, feet, and chest. They will, nonetheless, have tan markings, typically on the dog's cheeks, the area above his eyes, his chest, and his legs. They may resemble Rottweiler crossbreeds because of their tan markings. It might be difficult to see the markings until you look very closely because the tan shade can be somewhat similar to the blue fawn color. All pit bulls that are blue fawn tricolor will still have bright blue eyes and a pale red nose. Instead of being a color, brindle refers to a particular kind of coat markings. Do you recognize those canines with stripes resembling tigers? Those dogs are brindle. Of course, the stripes on blue fawn brindle pit bulls won't be as obvious as they might be on dogs of other colors. This is because any black pigment on the dog is affected by the dilution gene. A blue fawn brindle pit bull is therefore unable to have black stripes. Instead, he'll wear stripes that are a slightly deeper shade of blue. Similar to tan markings, brindle markings on the majority of blue fawn pit bulls can be very difficult to see. Until you take a closer look, they might occasionally just give dogs a somewhat dusty appearance. Additionally, at the very least on the dog's chest, almost all blue fawn brindle pit bulls will have white markings. Merle is a particular pattern rather than a color. Merle pit bulls will have a specific base color that has been subdued, white markings, and sporadic spots that are a darker shade. The Merle gene is a particular dilution gene that causes Merle. The pigment of the dog is partially and unevenly diluted as a result. That pattern will be present in a dog with Merle dilution for this reason. Not only that, but a Merle dog is likely to have heterochromia, or two different eye colors, or bright blue eyes. A blue fawn Merle pit bull will have blue fawn as his base color, along with white markings and black spots. Despite the dog's attractive appearance, there are a few Merle gene-related issues you should be aware of. A typical dilution gene is not the Merle gene. First of all, because it is a dominant gene, all that is necessary for it to express itself is one copy. Second, a variety of health issues are linked to this gene. If a dog inherits only one copy of the Merle gene, these issues are probably not going to manifest. Merle pattern dogs are probably in as good of health as any other dog. But when a dog is a double Merle, or rather when he receives the Merle gene from both of his parents, problems start to occur. Dogs that are double Merle won't have a Merle pattern. They will instead have blue eyes or heterochromia and be completely white in color. The issue is that the Merle gene does more than simply lighten the dog's skin and coat's pigment. Instead, it also has an impact on the dog's heart, bones, ears, and eyes. The majority of double Merles suffer from vision and hearing issues as a result. Many will be completely deaf or blind. Pitbulls with blue fawn Merles are not exempt from this. Because of this, no respectable breeder will support the purposeful breeding of Merle patterns. The prevention of double Merles seems simple enough. All Merle dogs will have a distinguishable pattern because the Merle gene is dominant. There won't be any double Merles if you just don't breed them, right? Wrong. A cryptic Merle is something of the sort. Dogs with cryptic Merles are those who have the Merle gene but don't show it in their coat. You can never be completely sure whether a dog is a cryptic Merle or not without very expensive DNA testing. In light of this, breeding any Merle dog may produce a double Merle. Most breeders require accidental, or even purposeful, Merle puppies to be spayed and neutered before they go to their forever home in order to lessen the likelihood of this happening.
Pitbull versus Champagne, blue.
Pitbulls in blue fawn and champagne colors may appear to be the same to the untrained eye. There don't appear to be any differences between the two at first glance. This is so because the genetic makeup of the dog is what differs most. Champagne is a red coat color diluted. The dilution gene that causes it, however, is distinct from the one that causes blue fawn coat color. As a result, champagne pitbulls shouldn't even have a hint of blue on them. Some may even have blue eyes, but even this is uncommon. They are always pitbulls with red noses, and their coat color will seem much brighter than pitbulls with blue fawn coats. Some may even have colors that are cream or light golden. Additionally, they typically have golden or almond-shaped eyes rather than blue ones. Both coat colors frequently have white markings, and champagne can have a variety of patterns, much like a blue fawn. Take a closer look if you see a dog and are unsure if it is a champagne or blue fawn. Do you notice any blue hues in your dog, whether it be in the coat's hue, sheen, or color of the eyes? If blue is present, please accept my congratulations. You own a Pitbull in blue fawn.
Pitbull puppies in blue fawn for sale.
Always look for reputable breeders with a ton of references when searching for blue fawn Pitbull puppies for sale. Examine the dogs they are selling closely. Numerous careless breeders will advertise their champagne or regular fawn Pitbulls as being blue fawn pitties. Pitbulls that are blue fawn will have blue coloring from an early age. They should always have that distinctive dirty fawn shade, even though the exact color of their coat may vary slightly.
Pitbull blue fawn price.
Regrettably, blue fawn Pitbulls frequently cost significantly more than regular Pitbulls. These dogs are in extremely high demand because there aren't many of them. You should prepare to spend up to $5,000 for your blue fawn Pitbull puppy if you purchase it from a reputable breeder. However, in addition to the coat color, there are a few other factors that could affect the cost, such as the breeder's type, which I'll discuss in a moment, family tree, paperwork such as pedigrees, health warranties, health certifications, and other related things, the age of the dog. The older the dog, the less expensive. Gender, blue fawn Pitbulls who are female tend to be less expensive than males. Shipping fees or additional specialized services. The cost of working dogs, like Pitbulls or German Shepherds, is higher in rural areas than in urban areas, where small dog breeds are more common.
Breeders of blue fawn Pitbulls.
There are 3 different types of places where a blue fawn pit bull puppy might be offered for sale. Dog mills. Homestead breeders. Trustworthy breeders. Large-scale breeders who sell dogs for a profit are known as puppy mills. They'll make an effort to have as many puppies as they can in the shortest amount of time. The dogs in puppy mills aren't really cared for. As a result, many of their puppies will have behavioral or health issues, which is extremely risky when you have a dog breed with a reputation for aggression. Even worse, many of these dogs haven't received routine veterinary care. Diseases like parvovirus and Demodex are extremely prevalent. Not only could you get a sick dog, but that dog could also make the other dogs in your home sick. You should avoid pet stores because the majority of dogs sold there are from puppy mills. Backyard breeders are novice or inexperienced breeders. Sometimes they are just dog owners looking to sell their litter of puppies. Typically, they list their dogs for sale on websites like Craigslist. While the majority of backyard breeders adore their dogs, they lack the knowledge necessary to properly care for the parents and puppies. Because of this, their puppies may still live shorter lives and experience numerous health issues. Finally, you have reputable breeders, which is the only location I would suggest if you want to purchase a superior companion dog. The AKC, UKC, or another regional kennel club accredits reputable breeders. They take exceptional care of their dogs and possess the necessary expertise. To make sure your puppies are healthy, they also perform a number of health tests. Some hereditary health conditions, such as hip dysplasia, are more common in pit bulls. You can be certain you'll get the best dog possible if you purchase a certified dog.
Do blue fawn pitbulls exist often?
In the pit bull breed, a blue coat on its own is not particularly uncommon. The uncommon blue fawn coat color, on the other hand, is anything but typical. The fact that blue fawn pit bulls are recognized by a number of kennel clubs doesn't diminish the rarity of the color. We've already mentioned that a combination of recessive dilution genes produces blue fawn pit bulls. Finding the ideal mixture is difficult. In fact, mating two of this hue is the most typical way to create a blue fawn pit bull. Even this, though, might produce puppies with varying dilution shades. For this reason, particular breeding techniques are necessary. Finding a single blue fawn pit bull is difficult. It may be nearly impossible to find two. These puppies are therefore a rare sight.
Bully blue fawn pit bull.
A relatively recent breed of pit bull is the American Bully. Only recently, in the early 2000s, is it believed that the breed was formally created. American Bullies were developed to resemble American Pit Bull Terriers, but with more muscular and intimidating features. Despite generally looking smaller than typical pitties, they have a wider chest and a shorter stature. Despite their intimidating appearance, these dogs are typically much friendlier than typical Pit Bull Terriers because they were developed to be devoted family pets. These are high-energy dogs that are simple to train with plenty of affection and positive reinforcement. They can even make fantastic family pets because of their adaptability. American Bullies can be found in every color of pit bull, including blue fawn.
Pitbull, blue fawn razor edge.
Pit bulls with razor edges are not purebred pit bulls. Instead, this is a pit bull that has been crossed with a number of other canine breeds to produce an official bloodline that is highly coveted. To put it another way, creating a razor edge pit tie requires more than just breeding a pit bull with the specified dog breed. Your dog needs to be descended from a razor edge lineage. Razor edge pitties, despite their intimidating and powerful appearance, are calmer and friendlier than typical pit bulls. Additionally, they only come in a few colors, primarily blue and blue brindle. However, a small number of breeders focus on some more uncommon hues, like blue fawn.
Blue fawn pitbulls, are they good pets?
There are numerous myths about pit bulls being unreliable pets or vicious dogs. They might allegedly harm their owners or even cause severe injuries. But the truth couldn't be further from these tales. Despite the fact that blue fawn pit bull dogs have a reputation for being aggressive toward other dogs due to their background as fighting dogs, human aggression has long been frowned upon. In fact, these dogs were bred to be very dependent on their owners, which makes them lovable and affectionate. There aren't many dogs as devoted to people as purebred pit bulls. These dogs have been loved so much that they have served as nanny dogs for many years. If you leave them alone for an extended period of time, they may even develop separation anxiety. Naturally, there are some safety precautions that all owners of blue fawn pit bulls must take. The most important thing is that these dogs receive the right training and socialization as soon as possible. By exposing them to unfamiliar surroundings and people, this will help them become less stressed as adults. You should always purchase a dog from a reputable bloodline, which is another crucial aspect to take into account. Unknown breeds of dogs may carry genetic predispositions to certain behavioral issues. With pit bulls, you don't want this. Pit bulls can be dangerous, it's true. They are renowned for being fearless and for having a powerful bite. There isn't much that can be done to stop them if they attack. Blue fawn pit bulls make wonderful pets if you are accustomed to dealing with strong breeds and are willing to spend the money on a dog with a good pedigree. They have an unconditional love for their owners and are fiercely loyal. Just be sure to feed them high-quality dog food and buy them sturdy harnesses to ensure their safety and well-being. Even training dogs with a good shock collar might be possible. Pit bulls can be very sociable animals who enjoy being around big families if they receive the right socialization. Not to mention that everyone will talk about the appearance of the blue fawn pit bull.